Morning. Time is 2:27. Yes. Okay. We've timed it perfectly. Okay. Let's get out of here. Today's Friday, my last day, and I'm on holiday. Thank fuck for that. The thing is, I don't know when this is going to be going up. It could well be after I'm back off holiday. I've got no idea. So, where am I? Right, I'm at Newbury. This is where I am at the moment. I'm just leaving Newbury, heading south down towards the docks. Long day yesterday. Long day yesterday. So I pulled in here and called it a day. I probably could have got back to the yard, but it would have been tight, and I don't do tight. It's not worth the risk. So I pulled in here, called it a day, and had a good rest, which was needed because I was knackered yesterday. So I did another 2 o'clock start, well, quarter to 2, and drove all the way out to Hull. I got to the. What happened yesterday? Where did I go yesterday? I can't remember where I tipped yesterday. I tipped in the morning, and then drove another 3 hours up to Hull. That's a good place to park. I got to the red line. I was at the red line the night before as well. I don't know where I've been though. It all blends into one. It's the trouble when you tramp and you've got a shocking memory. So yeah, I got to the red line Thursday night, knowing that I still had 3 hours of. I'd run out of time. I had about half hour's worth of drive time left. I'd done 8.5, nearly 9 hours. And I thought I'm not going into a 10. It's 5 o'clock at night, and I've got to find somewhere to park. If I keep on going for another half hour to an hour, I'm going to be over my time, and then I'll run the risk of not parking, and all sorts of bother. So no, you know, this is where the tactical taco management comes into play. And I pulled in. I had 9 hours off. Hit the road early at 2. Got up there for about 5:30. After various detours, 2 detours, roads, motorways being shut. So that was a bit of a ball ache, but yeah, that's what happens when you run at night. Some light on proceedings, you might be able to see a bit. And got up there, tipped, and they tipped in. It was the same place as I was on Monday, and they tipped in about 3.5 hours, just under 4, just under 4 hours, which for them is pretty good. Yeah, so I did that, and then battered my way on down yesterday. Once I cleared out of there, I got down as far as Chieveley last night. The docks were shut. They shut the docks, and the reason they did, I can't figure it quite out. But there was an unfortunate incident. One of the crane drivers that takes the containers off the boxes, the containers off the ships, had a heart attack whilst he was in his crate. I don't know the outcome of that heart attack, I haven't heard yet, but he had a heart attack, so I hope the bloke is well, and if not, I'm sorry. But the thing that surprised me was that they shut the whole of the docks down. All dockside operations were shut. And that I can't quite figure out because it's one crane. And I don't know whether they had an emergency plan to get an operator out if something were to happen to them or not. But I'm a bit of a loss as to why they needed to shut the whole of the docks down. Even areas that were, half a mile away were shut, or a quarter of a mile away were shut. I also think, I'm not sure that they cleared the drivers off the pads either. I haven't had that confirmed. But some of those drivers in there were waiting an awful long time. And that I can't quite fathom out, because on a roasting hot day, you've got drivers on those slots waiting to pick a box up or in a queue of traffic, and there is zero facilities. And I do mean zero facilities. You can't, not even allowed out of your cab for health and safety reasons. So I do wonder what the score was. So anyway, hope the driver of the crane makes a full recovery. I'll probably find out more over the next, but I may not. I'll see what I can find out. But we are heading southbound on the A34 now, and I thought I'd put you on. There's a full moon, which means there's howling lunatics running around naked in the woods. Well, I hope so anyway. We might spot them as we go down. Watch out for the loons, because they all come out, don't they? They all come out. So we're heading into Hayes. A delightful place to get in and out of. Fucking hell. Delightful place. I've been to this place quite a few times now, and I've recorded it, so you know exactly where I'm going, or should do by now. Really tight getting in and out. Last time I was there was roadworks, and it was trying to get in was impossible. I couldn't get in there, so they did me on the road. Hoping all that is all cleared up now, and I can get in there, because it's been a little while. But we'll see. The people themselves are lovely people. I've been there, I don't know how many times now, and they're always friendly, always nice. Never get a cup of tea out of them, but they're really nice people, and they crack on with the job. And I dread to think, if they didn't know what they were doing, how long it would take, because normally it's a 3 to 4 hour tip, and I really didn't want that today. I wanted a nice little drop and swap in Northampton or something, but I didn't get it. So we're going to be pushed for time as it is. And I started early because I thought the docks might be at where I'm going to, which is a container yard. I'm not actually going onto the quay, but I knew they would be knackered because of the hold-ups from yesterday. All those people are wanting boxes, so that's going to be really busy this morning. So I'm going to a container yard, which I hope won't be too busy. And I've just got to get a box off and an empty box on, which shouldn't take too long. Famous last words. Depends on how many people are queuing up in there to get a box. So my plan is to get in there, get out, I don't need fuel. I can do the job on the fuel that I got. I got 655 mile in the tank. It's 55 mile down. It's less than 100 mile up the Hayes and less than 100 mile back. So I don't need to worry about fuel. Although I will be heavy on the way back. It's always heavy. They load it right up. Yeah, that's the rough plan, and I then hot-footed back to Southampton. I've got to empty my truck out, which is another ball ache, and that is a ball ache, I must admit that. It's not bad when the gorgeous Kira comes up to give you a hand, because you can pass stuff down, but when you've got to stick everything on the steps or on the side, by the door, and then climb out, and then lift it all out, if you're handing it down to someone, it's a lot easier and quicker, but doing it this way on your own takes a bit of time. And then clean it down ready for the next guy to use it whilst I'm away. Oh, I don't like the thought of someone else using my truck, I must admit, but don't like it. Hoping it's a bloke I know, because he looks after it. So I just thought I'd put you on this morning, otherwise I'd forget. I'll try and remember to put you on as I go into, or at least coming out of the place. I may not as I go in, because it means I've got to stop at Fleet. And this time in the morning, by the time I get up to Fleet, it'll be still fairly busy, I suspect, but we'll see. Parked up in there, well, say in there, it's just on the road, you know. That's just, you know, back there, that's Tothill Services. There's about 6 bays, I think, in Tothill, actually in the services, if that, for trucks. But there's no room at Chiefly. If you're parking a lay-by down here, you're likely to have your load gone or your fuel nicked. So they park there, where they can park up against the railings where they can't get the fuel nicked. Although, you know, but you know, at the end of the day, you take your chances. You can't get parked there. This is why this one's a full. Because they probably tried at Tothill and they can't, and they have to get in here. What do you do? And parking in laybys is a combination of companies not willing to shell out money for a driver to park in the services, which I think is appalling. I really don't like that at all, you know. If you can't afford to spend 30 quid, if you can't build into the price that you charge your customer to haul those goods, 30 quid to pay for parking, for facilities for your driver, you know, a bit of welfare, then you don't deserve a driver. That's my opinion. Like I've said before, I looked at joining another company probably about a year ago now, and they wouldn't pay for parking, so I said no. They were a little bit taken back. I said no. If you won't pay for parking, I'm not interested, because that's just lack of respect for your drivers. And if you're willing to do that, then what else are you willing to do? So I said no, sorry. Yeah, they were a little bit taken back by it, but no, stick to your guns. And it's also the lack of facilities in the first place. You know, there just isn't enough. There isn't enough parking for the amount of lorries that are on the road. You know, for those that are willing to pay. I mean, I pay for the parking and I claim it back. So I paid for parking in Cherwell Valley last night. Joy Valley, Cheaply even, in Cheaply. I pay for it, and I get that back next week. I get paid it, I just get paid it back on expenses, so it makes no odds to me. I know there are some drivers that go, well, I'm not paying for it, I'm not paying for it, so therefore I ain't parking in there. And I'm not claiming it back. I'm not waiting a week. I don't see why I should spend my money. Well, you go and park the fucking lay-by then. Or drive around trying to find snap parking. You know? I don't get that attitude either. Don't quite understand that. Yeah, it's only a week. You should have a budget set aside that you should be able to do 30 quid a night every night of the week if you need to, and then claim it back. You get it back straight away. It's not like you're waiting weeks and weeks for it. You have 100 odd quid, 150 odd quid set aside. I don't know. I'm a bit snotty this morning, I must admit. What's going on here? I don't know if you can see the moon. I think you can. Oh, I don't know. Can't see. Oh dear. What else do I know? Nothing that I know of. Well, nothing I can think of, rather. Hartlepool. That was where the monkey. That's where they hung the monkey. What did I say? Durham? Hartlepool. I knew it was up there somewhere. Northerners. I should have known, because I had a mate who come from somewhere quite close to there, but never associated himself with Hartlepool because they hung the monkey. I can't remember who typed out the full explanation and story behind it, so thank you for that. Is it going to be a warm day today? I suspect it will be. It's only 11 minutes. It was a cool night, which was nice. That was the coolest night this week, I think, so far. So I slept all right last night. What sleep I had. I think I was asleep for just after 7. Sleeping in the cab during the summer. Personally, I prefer the winter. Sleep-wise, so you can just shut your windows and have the night heat on, just about right. You can have it just set in the right temperature, snuggle down, nice duvet. Oh, lovely. Nice and comfy, cosy. I like that. In the summer, you're like a fucking poached egg. Do you know what I mean? It's so hot. And you're torn between the devil and the deep blue sea as well, all the time, because you don't want your windows right down to the bottom, because some pikey bastard will climb in, or could potentially climb in and see what they can reach in and get. So you've got to keep everything out of harm's way. or you have the windows up halfway. I open my windows halfway, and then you got to think about your curtains, because if you draw your curtains over, you don't get all the breeze coming through, if there is any breeze. And generally, if you're parked up in a truck stop, depending on whereabouts you park in the truck stop, if you've got trucks either side of you, there ain't going to be no breeze coming in. So you've got big chunks of metal either side of you. Thankfully last night I was on an end, and the wind was blowing directly at me, so I had a nice through breeze. But that does mean that your curtains are billowing around and making a flapping about. So you can't have it, so then you've got to wind your windows up a little bit. So last night was alright actually, but some nights when there's no breeze whatsoever and you're stuck in a stack of trucks, so you have your windows sort of halfway up. That's what I do. Some people have them shut because they're paranoid about being broken into. Well, you break into my truck, so I'm a light sleeper. You break into my truck, you're going to have a fucking broken arm. So I've got my rounders back always to hand, and that's going to sting a little bit. So I wouldn't hesitate in an instant to wrap that round your head, or at least over your hands anyway, or whatever bodily part I can find. I might even pull you in. You should never fucking got in here anyway. Might be a life lesson for you. Don't thieve from a fat hairy bloke that served in the army. So yeah, I always have my windows about halfway down, sunroof's open and let the hot air out. And even then, and I've got a USB fan. I've got two battery operated USB fans, and I'll leave one on battery, and you can hang, they clip on. They're about 4 inches wide, 3-4 inches wide, and they clip on to things, or stand on their own. And I have one right down at the foot of the bed blowing up, and I have one at the head, top of the bed blowing down. And I have one plugged into the into a USB socket, so that runs continuously all night. And the other one, the battery dies after about 4 or 5 hours, so that runs for most of the night and then dies a death. And that just circulates the hot air. But at least it's circulating, and that's how I survive. But it is bloody uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. And you go on about being tired. Well, the inside of your cab gets up to 30-35 degrees, and you've got to try and sleep in that all night. Yeah, it's just unreal. Unreal. Personally, I think all the trucks should, because you can't run the engine all night. To run the air conditioning. That'd be nice if you could, but you can't. It'd be nice to have an AirPod. You see AirPods on some of the trucks. Now it just fits over where there's a sunroof, and it fits over there, and it's a mini air conditioning unit like you see on the side of a house. And those can run all night. They run off the batteries of the truck, and it just brings the ambient temperature down a bit. see a lot on a lot of the Euro trucks. They have them because of the temperatures being high, but we need it in this country now. We need, and they're not overly expensive when you consider the price of a truck. Add another grand onto the cost is it isn't a great deal, not a great deal to ask. So we're running in the dark, you can't see a bugger all, and I'm just waffling. Oh god, we've got flashing lights, what's going on? Do we have fuck Whitby, or are we going to be alright? Down a bit. See what we've got occurring. It's down to one lane by the looks of it. The road's open. Down to 50, there's no restriction in the speed limit, but let's just be a bit sensible here. What are you doing? Couldn't see. Barrier repairs maybe, I don't know. Well, it's both sides. See two blokes in strimmers now cutting the fucking grass on the central reservation. What a pointless job to do. Let the fucking stuff grow. Ain't gonna do no harm, is it? As long as there's not a fucking great oak tree growing out in the middle of it, ain't gonna hurt, is it? Bit of grass. Well, I am very snotty this morning, which isn't good. Considering I'm about to go on holiday. What are you doing there? Oh no, you got a litter picking in the central reservation. Oh, fucking hell. Really? I know it, but that shouldn't even be a thing, because dirty bastards shouldn't throw their litter out in the first place. Oh, what a waste of, well, it's not a waste, but it's just it's an expense that isn't required. You wouldn't want the job of changing the batteries in these yellow lights, would you? That'd be a monotonous job. There we go, end. Well, it must be battery operated, those lights, either that. Well, imagine how many USB cables you need. Fucking hell. Plugging them in every day. That's a day shift on its own, wouldn't it? What's your job? Well, I'm a flashing light charger. I charge the flashing lights up. Whole job just dedicated to charging lights up. But somebody's got to do that, I suppose, isn't it? Never even, you know, even think about these things, do you? I'm needing more coffee. 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm talking gibberish with a snotty nose. There was a fridge unit parked fairly close to me last night, but to be honest with you, and it kept going on and off as well. But I must have been that tired. I noticed it before I went to sleep, and I noticed it when I woke up. But in between times, I didn't bother me at all. Oh, then fuck it, don't sit out there. There you go. Yeah, left hand lane. We should be where we want to be at about 3:30. Got half hour to go. Let's see what the score is as I go in. Right. So it's going to be a mad rush when I get in this afternoon, this evening, whatever time it is. So we've got to pull the caravan out of storage and we park it in the owner's sort of driveway, a gravelled off area, because the secure storage, well, the whole place is secure to start off with, but the secure storage is shut. It shuts about 8 o'clock. Opens about 7 in the morning, but we want to be gone by about 6ish. So we pull the caravan out tonight, so we've got to be down there to pull the caravan out. Stick it round the corner, so we've got easy access to it first thing in the morning. Hook up, fuck off. But we've also got to load the car up. I've got to pack, but I ain't even packed yet. So I've got to get my shit together. We've also got to go and do a little bit of shopping. Not much, because we're just buying them around there, but we need food for the journey. Because we don't want to be hunting around for food, really. Got to make some egg sandwiches. You can't go on a trip without an egg sandwich, can you? Not a holiday. And I'm quite partial to an egg sandwich. I like to stick the car out. And, any big car trip, you've got to have an egg sandwich. Got to. It's law. It's law. Nice bread. Well, I like sliced bread for an egg sandwich. You don't want it too thick with big crusts on it, otherwise you try and chew into it and everything, it just squeezes all the egg out. It's got to be nice mayonnaise, a bit of black pepper. Don't want it too runny. don't want the egg mashed up like it's mush. Bit of consistency to it, you know. You can tell it's still egg and not some yellow pus. Yeah. That salt vinegar crisp got to be done. So we'll have food to see us food for the day, and water and drink and bits of shit like that. We'll have some food for Saturday morning. Sorry. We'll have food for Saturday night, just in case we need to can't find anything or get anything. We'll have food on board so we can have a meal in the evening. So our plan come on, lights. There's no one here. Why am I on bed? Come on. There we go. We're committed. Honest governor. Okay, what's going on here? Run out of road by the looks of it. Yeah. Down a one lane along here. So the plan is we leave early as Saturday morning. Our train is until 1. We're getting the Euro tunnel across. Train's at 1 o'clock, so we're going to get there really early, but you know, we're on holiday. It doesn't really I'd rather be there early. I hate being late. I'd rather leave a couple of hours earlier and get down to the Euro tunnel and get in there and have a cup of tea down in there, you know, just relax and chill out, not have to worry too much. And about an hour to get through, hopefully. I think it's going to be fairly busy. I've got a funny idea that it'll be busy. So, run out of road again now? No, we've got full road again now. So we should get, because we're breaking the journey up, so we're going down to Limoges, which is about halfway down through France. And France is a fucking big country. So once we get over the road, once we get over into France, we've got about 2.5, 3 hours before we get to our first place. We'll take the caravan, obviously, and we get down to the first campsite, and we just got one night there. So we should get there late afternoon if all goes to plan. Late afternoon and staying there for one night. Next morning up and away, and we've got about a 7-8 hour journey depending on traffic and what roads we take, and that will get us down to where we're staying then for the 2 weeks for late afternoon. Just a leisurely run down. If we want to stop, we stop. If we don't, we don't. It's just, you know, we're going to play it by ear. We were going to try and do it all in one hit, but we wouldn't get down to the campsite until really late at night, and that's just, it's too much. That's just not, you know, we're on holiday. I'm not out to flog myself to death. I do that during the week. Well, I don't even do that during the week. I plan it sensibly. So to do that when you're on holiday just seems madness. hence the stop halfway. Well, you know, a couple of hours in. Well, yeah, because I remember I've had to drive from New Milton on the south coast, west of Southampton, all the way across to Folkestone to get the boat. No, get the train. Lights. We're out to catch the loons. Loons are still running riot. I mean, this is the devil's hour, isn't it? 3 o'clock. I want a sip of coffee, but I reckon it'll be too hot. So that's the plan to get us down to France, and then we've got 2 weeks. We come back on the Saturday. I'm hoping to have a look at a couple of houses. Although the French, they're English estate agents over in France, and they're seem fucking useless. You know, email them, phone them, it's just like, you can't get anything out of them. It's like pulling teeth. So where we're staying, we're not too far away from where the head office of this big chain of estate agents is, so we're going to go pay him a visit. So right then, what you got? I know all these lights here, look, someone's got to change all them batteries. That's a lot of batteries as well, isn't it? You know? How long did the batteries last, do you reckon? You'd have thought in this day and age they'd be solar powered, or put them on charge during the day and then you let them rip at night, I don't know. But they've got to be, or if they're rechargeable, like I said, that's a lot. They must plug into a bank of chargers. Don't know how that works. There's some lunatic trying to come down the outside. No, he's pulled in. Fucking hell. There's always one in there. Always one. Oh, mix it up with a couple of purple ones, look. So they waited till the height of summer before they started work here. They're putting more cones out. All or nothing. Where's he going? He's coming in behind me. Could have quite easily accelerated away, but he didn't. No. How confusing is this next junction? 2 junction 13s. Why not have 13A and 13B? Well, at least the roads are open, they haven't shut anything. Whether you can see these signs, probably not. So 13 is the A335 that goes off to Eastleigh. Junction 13. There's junction 13 there. Exit junction 13. But we also have junction 13 that goes to the M27 Southampton Docks and Bournemouth West. Junction 13. How confusing is that? Dear. Well done whoever thought that one up. I wonder whoever designed that actually had a driving licence. Right, I need a sip of coffee because I'm about to get the chairs. As expected, fucking all. Cool. I normally got to wait a good hour, over an hour, and I'm scolding me mouth. Anything before an hour, and it's only 46 minutes in. Well, I need to do it. I always say an hour of driving. So it's over an hour before I can get my lips round it. That's what she said. So far so good. Why is that car up ahead got his left hand indicator on? Put it onto the hard shoulder, or is he just a fuckwit? Let's have a look. Oh no, he's turned it off, he was just being a fuckwit. Randams is pretty full now that they've taken some parking away and made it near, and the park that they've put in some coach parking, right? But there always was coach parking, but they've just altered it about a bit, redesigned it and made it worse. So when you park in where they've redesigned it in a truck, you can get into it but you can't get out. There isn't enough room to pull forwards to be able to turn right to go round or turn left. Once you're in, you're in. You can't get out. So there's no point going down the bottom. So anyone who's going down the randoms, don't park nearest the building, because once you're in there, you're going to be stuck unless there's nothing around, and then you'll be able to pull forwards and swing out wide. But I don't think there's enough room now. I drove up through the other day and I thought, well, I parked there and there wasn't nothing about. I did actually park there. But I thought if there was something directly in front of me, or something to my right, or a little bit further up where the truck wash is, there's no chance of you getting round. If you had anything to your right or left, because it would just be, you wouldn't be able to turn. I'd have flashed it in, but he said thank you anyway. Thank you. I got stuck in services once. Can't remember where it was. It was either Clackett Lane or where was it? Yeah, I went to exit and there was a bloke, there was like a workman there with a van across going. He said, "No, the slip road's closed, mate." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah. Closed for another 45 minutes. It's like, well, I need to get going, mate. But you can't, the road's closed. Oh, fucking hell. I'll just stop here then, yeah. We were doing something to be servicing or doing something like that, but there was no signs prior to that telling you that I said, was there signs? I remember saying to him, I said, there was no signs. He asked an emergency repair. No. And the thing was, I remember that slip road being really bumpy and potholed anyway, so it wasn't really an emergency. They knew there was fucking holes in the road. So they could have planned it with a couple of nights' notice, I'm sure. Keep it rolling. Here we go. So I'm hoping this whole day goes to plan. So I hope it does. Oh, hiccups as well now. Snotty nose, hiccups and a lack of caffeine. Rubbish. Well, I hope that crane driver's alright. I don't like to I mean, they have to climb up a set of ladders to get up there, so getting them down is what I thought would have been fairly tricky. There's only two ways that they could get them off, I suppose. Well, I did read that they were going to lower them down by a rope. I mean, fuck me, that's fucking... If you've had one heart attack, you're likely to have another, because that's going to shit you right up, innit? Well, I suppose they might be able to lift him off with a helicopter. I don't know, winch him out. Don't know. But I thought that was pretty dangerous. Right, we're going to go the quick way in. Not going to go through the docks. .23 in the morning. Got the container boys there. There's a few of us about. Staying in this middle lane because the left hand lane goes off left in a minute or two, and I want to be in the far right hand lane in a minute anyway, so I'll just keep it here. Check for the weirdos, any weirdos about? Alright, at the moment. Oh. What the fuck? 3:25 in the morning. There's some young lad walking some old bloke with a walking stick. What's all that about? Full moon. What's he all about? Things you see early in the morning. It's a different side of life sometimes. It's a world that most people never see. You're tucked up in bed like normal folk. But for those of us that are semi-nocturnal, it can be a bit grim sometimes. So there is a spot I can get in at the end at the front there. So I know there's 3 trucks. So when I come out, I'm hoping that I'm going to end up parking in there. As long as I'm not in here too long. I need to move over to the right hand lane. Telltale sign before I get round the corner as to what the queues are like. It's either going to be absolutely dead or chock-a-block. Empty. Thank fuck for that. Oh, relief. Oh, come on. The lights have not been in my favour this morning. Really? Well, 50-50 I guess. There we go. Could have done it earlier, couldn't I? Wave at the security guards down here. This is dock gate 10. Oh, the road's pretty shit round here as well. As if by magic, the gate opens. Right. Yeah. Open the other gate, mate. That's the cruise terminal in there that you see. Again, look at the way that they design these roads. This here, for the right, is where I need the lane I need to be in, but it's impossible for me to be in it because it's too narrow. Oh, my window back up a minute. It's a bit 16 degrees, and this little bit here, look, I can't get my truck through here without going into that left-hand lane. So we should be in and out of here. Let's see what happens. Box off, box on. And normally we'd stop at these first set of barriers because it's the devil's hour. We go straight through these now. Well, I've got to stop to do my twist locks. So I get out and do those, and we go straight through to the next set of so I'll stop here, high vis, hard hat, all that shit. Leave the engine running. So we'll go and do that. So while I put on some attire, I'll adorn my high vis and my hard hat, because that'll help when a container falls on me. I'm going to do my twist locks. Back again. Now you're going to hear me talking to the people in the office.
Please turn off your engine. You are in a queue and your call will be answered shortly. This is your last opportunity to set your twist locks before entering the yard. You must stay in your vehicle at all times past this point. Have your information ready. Remember to take your ticket and check the details are correct, noting the health and safety procedures shown. Thank you for your patience. Please turn off your engine. You are in a queue and your call will be answered shortly. This is your last opportunity to set your twist locks before entering the yard. You must stay in your vehicle at all times past this point. Have your information ready. Remember to take your ticket and check the...
Hello.
Hello, how are you? All right?
All good, mate. You?
Good, good. Yeah, getting there, aren't we? Right. Box off and a box on. So this is for Hapag Lloyd Group.
What are you collecting?
I'm collecting. Oh, it's not the time for the screen to go blank, is it? Today's. I'm collecting LONA 652 69400.
Lane 2, tickets on the way.
Lovely, thank you, bye.
Bye.
So, booked in, you get a ticket, which you give to these lovely gentlemen up here. And then you get the box lifted off and the box put on. Simple as that. How you doing, boss? All right?
All right, boss.
Oh, you want to look outside, don't you?
Oh no, Thomas. Why, Thomas?
I don't know what happened.
Whiskey? Yeah, all right, mate. Cheers, boss. That's where you've got to try not to hit anything and still see where you're going. So I'm going into this lane here. Stopping here. Straighten up as far as I can. And he's straight on me. So I'm about to be lifted off, so you feel everything bump bump around a bit of clanking. Let's say that I'm here. So he's about to attach himself to my box. Lift it straight off. Got a clank, that's him. Hooked on, lifted off. And I'll just stay here and wait for my new box to arrive. So one box off, one box on. Now it's a bit easier with an empty box, so they don't have to pick and choose, they don't have to dig a box out. So you can see the stacks. And sometimes you can have a box that's buried right in the middle. And that's why it takes as long as it takes sometimes. That's why I'm in here 5.5 hours sometimes, 5.25 hours. Whereas today it'll be a box off, you know, that was more or less instant. And just waiting for a box on now. Off. Put my side lights on. And drink coffee. So that lad next to me just had a box lifted on. Pull forwards, here, get out, do the twist locks up, and then here, check out. So I'm the only one here at the moment, so we're just waiting for a box to go on. And I'll be out of here as well. So those people over there, they're digging boxes out ready for the morning. When it gets a bit busier, so they haven't got so far to dig a box out, they can get a box straight on and off, setting them up, ready to go. It looks like my box is, he's going to get my box off the stack there. And it should be this one up here. I've got to get the number and tap that into my screen. Hopefully you can see that. So it's 4 high. There goes 6 high in total. He's done the job for you, mate. He's helping you out. So they bring the box down and they should dump it on the ground, and somebody should check the box to make sure it's not full of shit. And then put it on round the right way. Making sure the doors are at the back. So what they're going to do, by the looks of it, is the doors are on the right hand side. So he's dropped it down for him. This bloke's going to pick it up and he'll make sure the doors are at the back then. So he's about to pick the box up. arms spread out so you can pick up various sizes of boxes, whether it's a 40, a 45, a 30 or a 20. Not that we do any 30s. We are about. So he's bringing it back. If he doesn't check inside, I'm going to have to do that when I pull up down the bottom there. But he should check inside. No, he's going straight on. No, he is going to go and check. He's checking. Good man. So I can see what they're doing in my mirrors. Well, I'm going to have a bit of time spare, so which is nice. If I'd have left it a bit, I could have left it later and had another hour in bed, but this place could be absolutely heaving in an hour's time. It's just not worth the chance. So that's the box coming on now. A bit of clanking around. He'll let me know when it's on because he'll give me a toot. And I can tell anyway because I can see what's going on. And he's just got to line the pins up on my trailer to the holes in the bottom of the box. It's a tricky bit, especially in the dark. So once we're just round the corner, well just down here, I'll check that, do my twist locks up. 2. I can go pull forwards and get out of the way. I'm not sure that's seated. Not entirely sure that is seated. Find out in a minute. Hoping that it is, otherwise that's more fuckwittery. So we're going to get out and have a look. Do the twist locks up, get the box number. In the truck. also got to enter the seal number. Do that while we're here. And the seal number is right. I can pull forwards and check out now.
Please turn off your engine. You are in a queue and your call will be answered shortly. Please have your seal number ready for any loaded unit collected. Always think safety. Please take your printed ticket before leaving. Thank you for your custom at Pentalva. Please turn off your engine. You are in a queue and your call will be answered shortly. Please have your seal number ready for any loaded unit collected. Always think safety.
Oh.
Please take your printed ticket before leaving. Thank you for your custom at Pentalva. Please turn off your engine. You are in a queue and your call will be answered shortly. Please have your seal number ready for any loaded unit collected. Always think safety. Please take your printed ticket before leaving. Thank you for your custom at Pentalva.
Lovely, thank you, boy. There you go. As simple as that. But that's how simple it can be. But I think sometimes I'm in there for hours and hours and hours. That was nice and quiet. It's the best time to get in there. So we just got one final gate to get through. It's never an issue. I've only ever been stopped once on exit. It's already up, so as long as they don't press the button as it comes down on me, we'll be alright. And there you go. On and off the docks. Well, I had a container yard. Well, I'm just going back to where I saw that parking space. Pull in, get my head down for 45 minutes. I'll check on to see how long it's going to take me to get there, just in case there's any fuck rooty, because I may have to leave straight away, depending on if the road's shut or there's some bollocks. Which don't mind that, there probably will be. Or I'll get down here and there'll be no parking spaces left, somebody will have nicked it. So hopefully not. Otherwise I'll be going back to the yard for half hour. Oh, there's even more spaces now, excellent. So I can get in, go right to the front and be parked up out of the way. Nice one. Love it when a plan comes together. Plenty of time to get straight, parked up as close as I can to the curb. And get up on the curb a little bit once I get in here. There we go. Get off there. Ah, perfect. That couldn't have worked out better. Right. Let's just have a quick ganders to make sure that where I'm going next pre-programmed in. Know where I'm going. Okay, 68 mile, 1 hour 8.